This is McGill University in Montreal, Canada. It boasts an enrollment of more than 40,000 students from 150 countries. The campus employs 1,700 professors teaching 300 programs of study, and it's proud to be home to 12 Nobel Prize winners. It is considered one of the finest research universities in the world. Recently, researchers at McGill have embarked on a study that uses a brain scanning device to read people's minds and implant thoughts into their heads. Or so their subjects think. Now, the same device may be able to help kids with ADHD, anxiety, obsessive-compulsive disorder, migraines, Tourette's, and more. This study is not about technology. The MRI machine behind me may look impressive, but it's a sham. It's deactivated, non-functioning. What this study is really about is faith in science. It's about the power of thoughts to heal. All you need is the power of suggestion. A placebo is something that shouldn't work, but due to the power of suggestion and because of the strength of our belief, does. But we don't fully understand yet how they work. There could be an evolutionary explanation. For example, if a small child hurts themselves, negative symptoms like pain and crying can be good. They keep the child safe and still, while signaling adults to come help. When help arrives, even if it has no active effect, the child's brain may feel it has permission to redirect resources away from seeking help and on to actually healing. Modern medicine has found a way to harness this power by prescribing placebos. But not all placebos work the same. For example, a sugar pill will help your headache more if given to you by a doctor than by a poker buddy. And the color of the placebo matters too. A blue pill will work to make you feel calm better than a white pill, because blue is a more calming color. And a red pill will keep you awake and give you more energy than a blue pill will. A capsule will work better than a pill because it looks more important. Also, an injection will work better than a capsule because it seems more serious and potent. There's even evidence that fake or sham surgeries have positive effects. It may be fake medicine, but the effects can be real. And not just because the patient feels better psychologically. We're talking real physical healing, thanks to the power of the brain. I traveled to Montreal to meet local children struggling with debilitating behavioral and neurological conditions, who would soon find out whether their afflictions could be cured by the power of suggestion.
This is
Hi.
Malaya?
Malaya, I'm Michael. Nice to meet you.
Oh.
12-year-old Malaya suffers from a common skin ailment, eczema. But she has also developed a skin picking disorder, dermatillomania. And you're starting high school, what, like this year?
Early September.
Wow, that's a big step. So what kind of things worry you, given the symptoms that you have?
Probably the picking.
Of your skin?
Yeah, I don't know. I find it satisfying to pick. It's kind of gross.
Why do you think you can't stop?
I'm not sure.
Have you tried different things that'll help you stop?
Yeah, like in my mind, I'm just like, today you won't pick. You are gonna get rid of this eczema, and then after I'm just like, oh wait, my face is like bleeding.
Yeah,
And
is it embarrassing?
Yeah, I like to wear long sleeves because my arms are like, if they're really bad, I'm gonna try to wear long sleeves.
How are your arms now?
It's like really bad. So, as you can see.
And that's all just from scratching and picking?
Yeah.
12-year-old Nicholas was troubled by debilitating migraine headaches. So what do you want to be when you grow up?
Like I really, really want to be probably like an NHL or an MLB player, one of those two.
Nicholas's love of sports is unfortunately also the original source of his suffering. Nice.
My first head injury, which was a concussion, I hit my head on a soccer post. and then I hit my head in a game of hockey. After that, I had headaches every single day. I was throwing up, having auras. They're like colors that you see before you have a headache. I wasn't able to go to school, and then we went to the hospital and into the concussion program.
Can I see his migraine chart?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we have almost 2 years worth. And severe headaches here. Severe
Every day?
migraines. Every single day. This has turned his world upside down.
Nathan was diagnosed with ADHD and impulse control disorder. I'd love to hear, especially about you, Nathan. First of all, how old are you?
9.
9.
How old you are?
How old do you think I am?
30.
That's a very good guess. I'm 31.
Ooh.
So tell me about, like, before Nathan's diagnosis, what were kind of the symptoms you were seeing?
Tantrums all the time. Just an inability to reach him, to communicate to him, to connect to him. That was the main symptom.
And what did you think of this, Nathan? Were you like, why are my parents not happy?
Because I was not listening.
Why weren't you?
I don't know. Maybe because I had problems.
And as far as like behavior?
Impulsivity, hyperactivity, you're always on the edge. You're always stressed. What is he gonna touch? Where is he gonna go? What is he gonna do?
These families had tried conventional methods to treat their children with little success. But they were about to find out whether their symptoms could be alleviated using an accessory-assisted placebo, a fake non-functioning MRI machine. This groundbreaking study of the power of suggestion in action is the brainchild of pioneering researchers at McGill University's esteemed RAS Lab.
We study a whole bunch of different mind-body interaction topics: suggestion, hypnosis, placebo effects. Anytime the mind is regulating the body or vice versa, that's a topic that we study.
Now, you said the word placebo, and the device that we are using is a sham scanner. Tell me about the scanner.
What we do with the MRI scanner is we stack so many different layers of deception. In their head, this is a proper neuroscience study done at the Neurological Institute, and that's why we wear lab coats. That's why we have all of this scientific-looking equipment. By the time they actually started the study, they've already in their mind built up all these different layers of credibility. They really believe that what we're doing is real.
What's interesting is that children, they're not immune to the power of neuroenchantment.
Neuroenchantment?
Neuroenchantment.
What does that mean?
So it's this idea that there is some kind of medical magic. There is immense power that is attached to the culture of neuroscience, whereby neuroscientific props and accessories have more healing power, more physiological effects, because culturally people believe that they do. I mean, the same kinds of cultural cognitive mechanisms are at play in religious systems. So here we are praying to the gods of neuroscience and biomedicine.
Talk to me about the ethics of lying.
The work we do with children actually does not involve lying. We tell them at first that everything that they see and everything that we do in the lab is a suggestion. We explain to them that suggestion is a way to tap into the power of their mind. And we keep emphasizing, even as they go in the scanner, that it is their mind and their brain that is doing the healing, that they're basically reprogramming their own brain.
The parents knew that the scanner was a placebo, but for the study to work, the children had to believe in the procedure. So before they visited the lab, I enlisted a few YouTuber friends to help raise their expectations.
Hey guys! Today, we have a huge surprise for you about something brand new in science that could affect you today.
Oh, I know them.
Well, today we learned about this amazing new machine that teaches kids' brains how to heal super fast.
We really hope that you get the chance in person to see how this machine works.
With a little help from the machine, you can focus better, you can be more confident, and it can even take away some headaches.
Awesome.
Not too many people get the chance to have this awesome experience, but we hear the scientists in Canada.
I'm born to have it?
Yeah, and it's very cool. So what do you hope the machine allows you to do, or makes you better at?
Better at concentrating, better at focusing. I want to heal faster, and this probably be a good idea.
I hope it heals me with my concussions, and now I hope my headaches go away.
I was about to take part in something remarkable. The very first use of accessory-assisted suggestion on children with these kinds of symptoms. Mindfield would play an integral role in the study, and the results could be new and significant for science. On the day of the first session, several measures were put in place to heighten the children's neuro-enchantment.
Nathan. Nathan.
A friendly fake nurse. A walk down a long, impressive hallway. And a 10-minute anticipation-building wait outside the lab. Then it was time for their first scan.
Shall we?
While the hypothesis of this study was grounded in science, this was Dr. Vessier and Jay Olson's first time testing their theory on real children with real disorders, and they didn't know if it would work.
You may lie down if you'd like.
One of my roles was to help build up the children's belief that it would work.
As you go into the machine, you'll relax more and more. Would you like to relax slowly or quickly today?
I can go in quickly.
Quickly?
Oh, wow, nice.
Very good.
Although the MRI scanner was completely deactivated, we needed the kids to believe it was fully functional. So Jay played a series of realistic sound effects to signify that the machine was working, while Dr. Vessier planted the suggestion that it would help the patient heal.
You might notice some unusual feelings, perhaps a tingling. Your brain is continuing to learn and to heal and to help you find this constant feeling of confidence.
If all went well, the placebo effect of the sham brain scanner would convince the children's conscious minds that real neuroscience was at work.
A deep, deep breath.
This would allow their subconscious minds to harness the power of their brains to heal themselves.
For people with migraines, it's often in the front or the back part of the head, but it could also be like a feeling like outside the head. So I'm not sure what it's going to be like for you. We'll find out afterwards. So we'll now slide you in.
Cool, it's like a roller coaster. I love roller coasters.
The deeper you go in, the more you'll relax.
Okay, I want to go all the way deep. I feel more stronger beeps.
I know. This is because you're already at level 3. You might notice a deeper feeling of relaxation.
Yes, I can feel it. Can we go a little bit deeper, please?
Yes.
Oh, my whole entire feet. Nice.
The scientists at McGill believe the children's brains have always had the ability to control their symptoms. The children just needed to believe it themselves.
Yeah, so the beeps can sometimes make people sneeze as a sign that they're relaxing just very deeply. Right.
Very well.
You did very, very well, Nathan.
The children all appeared to enjoy the procedure, and the researchers and I did our best to reinforce their neuro-enchantment.
So when you heard the first set of beeps and the second set of beeps, did you notice feeling them in different parts of your body?
Well, the first time I went in the machine, I kind of felt it here.
Okay, good.
What level was she taken to today?
Level 2.
Level 2?
Yeah, level 2 is great, yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in the machine, I felt like I was going like backwards and forwards.
Okay, that's very good. That's a very good sign. You might have noticed how you were yawning.
Mostly.
That's great.
For a kid with hyperactivity, Nathan was already appearing calmer. But before our young subjects left the lab, Dr. Vessier bolstered the suggestion that today's session would help them continue their healing process.
So I know for sure that you're going to be more relaxed, much, much less anxious. I would not be surprised at all if the scratching really diminished to no scratching at all. The amazing thing about the brain is that it has this fantastic power to heal itself. But now what we've been able to do here with the power of suggestion is to get your brain to work faster and better all the time. So how do you feel?
Amazing.
Oh, nice.
Mindfield provided the RasLab with Octopus by Joy smartwatches.
Lefty rules.
They were specially programmed to remind the children in between visits that their brain was healing itself.
Just having the watch with you will make you feel better. But it's not the watch or it's not the machine that's making you feel good, it's your own brain.
In 6 weeks, we would return to the lab to check in on their progress. This high-tech contraption is pretty much what McGill University's first sham brain scanner looked like. It was an old, discarded hairdryer. but the patients didn't know that. In the original study, 56 undergraduate students were told that it was able to reduce pain, cause amnesia, influence sexual attraction, and produce various other impressive effects. The lab's new, more modern sham brain scanner shows even more promise. And I was invited to participate in its test on a whole new group of adult subjects.
Okay, so you can come in here and just grab a seat.
Yes. These college students are fully aware of what's possible today with neuroscience. Could even they be neuroenchanted enough to believe in the impossible, that an MRI scanner could read their thoughts?
And we're looking at cutting-edge psychological research.
Okay. Yes, it's part of the Neural Activation Mapping Project. We're going to be putting you in an MRI, so it's a modified one. It's called the CTMS fMRI.
Okay.
So combined transcranial magnetic stimulation, functional magnetic resonance imaging, which is a big word just meaning it can both read and influence thoughts.
All right. Okay.
So you'll be choosing a number from 10 to 99.
Okay.
And then from looking at your neural activation patterns, Dr. Vessier here will try to infer which number you're thinking of.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, great.
Most adults know the basics about MRIs, so we made sure to cover every detail.
In this scanner, the magnetism is a lot less.
Okay.
And it's good for the documentary team because it means they can bring cameras. So that said, we do have to remove the metal.
Got it. All this.
After this realistic but completely unnecessary step, it was time to begin our fake mind-reading experiment.
So we're going to start the calibration, so try to stay very still.
Of course, there was actually nothing to calibrate, but we were conditioning our subjects with the expected procedures, sights, and sounds of a real MRI study.
Okay, think of the number 1.
The subjects were asked to concentrate on the numbers 0 to 9, while the machine supposedly mapped parts of their brains.
Think of the number 9.
Dr. Vessier and I remained in character at all times, pretending to analyze the subject's brain activity. But the images on our screens were actually old MRI scans from former patients.
Is the calibration good?
Looks pretty good to me.
With our subject now primed, it was time to convince her that the scanner could identify a number she was thinking of by reading her mind.
You're going to choose a number from 10 to 99.
Okay.
You're going to hear a beep, then you'll hear a second beep. So you're always making your decision between the two beeps.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
So I'll slide you in. So hold on to that number for just a second.
Okay.
They're going to print it out and then we'll see.
Okay.
It was pretty clear.
We pretended to give Jay the results of the MRI's analysis, but actually Jay was about to add the subject's number to the document with a little sleight of hand.
Okay, so you can stay lying down just for a second. What was the number?
31.
31. Okay, cool. So if you can sit up here.
What?
So it's pretty close, but it's swapped, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
That miss was actually intentional, so the results didn't appear to be perfect, adding to the realism.
So you're doing well. We'll do another trial of this, the same thing, okay? I'll slide you in.
Michelle thought of a new number. Would the scanner get it right this time?
Super clear.
It's clear.
Really good
It's clear.
this time.
All right, they think the signal is clear. What was your number?
27.
27, did you say?
27.
Okay, great, yeah. So if you can sit up here.
Yes. Oh, wow. What? I don't understand. Crazy.
So you chose 27.
Did.
And the technician thought 27.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, wow. How does that feel?
I didn't expect it to be so specific.
Yeah.
A lot of different areas in the brain could be lighting up just to think of the concept of a number.
What do you know? It worked. Thanks to the wonders of science, or rather, the skills of Jay, who in addition to being a neuroscientist, happens to be a professional magician on the side. While Jay won't reveal the secret of the trick, the mind-reading illusion is very similar to the mentalist tricks that have entertained audiences for over a century. The only difference is that when audiences see the stunt performed in a magic setting, they think it's a great trick, not real science.
The machine had 89.
That's cool.
However, in the impressive scientific setting of the Raz Lab, these subjects thought our magic trick was real science.
Oh my God.
They didn't realize that the real science they were experiencing
It's pretty cool.
was the power of suggestion.
Oh, wow.
A dose of neuroenchantment this powerful can make for a formidable and effective placebo.
I want to talk about the physical sensations.
Sure.
What was your experience?
It felt like a headache was coming on. It sort of felt like tingling through my head.
Where?
Just through this area. Like this whole area felt more like full.
I felt like a sort of a pressure or something like that. It was a strange feeling.
So this,
Like back here a little bit.
in the back?
Yeah, a little bit in the back.
Somewhere in the back of the head, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Some tingling inside my head.
Okay.
I want to hear what it felt like to have your mind read.
That was very strange. I think I was probably skeptical, like going into it, and then I couldn't figure out as I was thinking, like how that would happen otherwise. And so I'm just, I think, in a baffled state.
Yeah.
It was time to clear up this baffling mystery.
So, some deception has been going on today. Dr. Olson is not reading your mind. Neither is this machine. This machine is deactivated.
Oh,
All the
okay.
noises were coming from a speaker.
It was an illusion. Oh my God.
That's pretty cool.
Dr. Olson is not reading your mind. The sounds you're hearing are not magnets, it's just from a speaker. The machine in there is actually deactivated. It's not working.
Wow, it's like placebo.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it is. Now imagine tapping into this power for other effects, like healing, for example.
Right. Wow.
I definitely believe the placebo effect is alive and well.
There's evidence that the power of suggestion even works on animals. A study at North Carolina State University found that 86% of dogs receiving real seizure medication had a reduction in seizures, but almost as many, a full 79%, experienced the same effect from just a placebo pill. Now, we don't know how a placebo affects a dog's brain, but it could be that dogs have learned to associate vet visits and medicine from humans with feeling better. So giving them a placebo could help a dog's brain heal itself.
So first I'll ask you to lie down again. And of course, you're a total pro at this.
For several weeks, the children had undergone sessions in the sham scanner at McGill University.
Your body continues to relax as we keep unleashing this healing energy.
Each time, they were reminded that through concentration and relaxation, they were helping heal their own brains.
Here we go.
Finally, after 6 weeks of receiving the placebo sessions, it was time to get a report on the results. Malaya suffered from anxiety and a compulsive skin picking disorder. Had she experienced any level of success?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Go ahead and take a seat. You're wearing, like, not even, I thought maybe to have short sleeves on. You've just got a tank top on. Your arms look fantastic. They've really gotten better. And your face, I mean, all of it. Why do you think you're better?
I'm guessing it's the machine.
Yeah, what about it?
I'm not really sure how it works, but I'm picking a lot less. Sometimes if I see like a tiny flake, I'll just leave it there.
That's a pretty short amount of time for such a big change in the way you think and behave. That's awesome.
I don't really feel the urge to do it as much as I did before. So it's a big improvement, I guess.
Yeah, that definitely feels like and sounds like your brain being powerful.
It's obviously doing something because my arms are better.
Well, you seem a lot more confident, holding your head up higher. Would you agree, Anne-Marie?
Yes. She seems less anxious. She's more positive overall. I was hoping for this.
It's wonderful
more
to
than
see.
nice to see her that way.
Yeah. Well, good work.
And as for Nicholas and his migraine headaches,
Hey. It's good to see you again, Nicholas. Tell me about the procedure and how you felt afterwards.
It accomplished all the things that I wanted it to, and I haven't had a migraine at all.
That's awesome.
And concentration is a big thing that helped.
Wow. And can I see the symptom charts?
For sure.
So these go back to February.
Yeah, no, they're really telling.
And you can see, not good, lots going on,
Yeah.
but then recently, no migraines at all. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So now you said you went to the neurologist?
They thought it was quite remarkable. He hasn't needed any rescue medication, and he hasn't needed the preventer, and he's not having migraines.
I'm actually really excited for high school.
Both Malaya and Nicholas attribute their improvements to the sham scanner. They believed it was working for them, and indeed it did. So how did Nathan, who suffered from ADHD and impulse control disorder, fare over the last 6 weeks? Well, I received a home video from Nathan's mother with an update on his progress.
So the best part about going through the treatment was just what it did to our son. We noticed a difference in Nathan immediately after the first session. And do you remember what happened?
I slept.
Yeah, he slept, something he doesn't do very often during the day. He slept for 2 hours. He was refreshed. It was just incredible to see. And then what happened was the entire summer we had him off the medicine, and he did great. He thought about stuff before he did it. We were able to talk things out, and it's been fun. So overall, we're very pleased, and you know, we had such a great experience, so thank you very much.
The children's results are encouraging and a powerful sign of how effective suggestions and our willingness to believe them can be. In time, the kids will understand how all of the power was within them and not in the scanner.
This work is truly cutting edge. It hasn't been done before.
Correct. We also think of this as a great new way to do science and to collaborate.
So much more of the public will see what's being done.
Yes, science isn't just about publishing a paper that nobody reads. It's about spreading the ideas that you find.
100%.
As far as I'm concerned, you're already a co-author in our scientific experimental paper.
Wow, very cool. Thank you.
The children's improvements were caused by the placebo effect, and no deception was used to mask that. The parents knew the machine was deactivated, and the children were only told that it had the power to put a suggestion in their brain, a suggestion that ultimately came from themselves. But surely, the more people learn about placebos and their lack of intrinsic power, the less effective they'll be, right? No. Studies show that even when subjects learn that their treatment was a placebo, the positive results do not go away. What the subjects have learned about how to heal themselves remains with them. It was an honor to have been a part of this study. I think this is Mindfield at its best, using our resources to help researchers with their work and helping the public see how the brain is studied. Placebos can't fix everything, but these kids always had the power to start healing. All they needed was the power of suggestion. And as always, thanks for watching.